The care worker pathway used to be one of the easiest and fastest ways to move to the UK. In fact, currently it is one of the most difficult, stressful and most expensive way to relocate to the UK, because people are beginning to charge some amount of money like £10,000, £15,000 before you can be given a COS. It's getting too tough, guys, to use this nursing or care worker route to move to the UK. Kindly note that it is no longer the only way or the fastest way to move to the UK. However, in 2023, there's another better way that one can move to the UK. And to me, it's one of the easiest and fastest way to move to the UK. And that's what I'll be sharing with us today. And so whether you have a bachelor's degree or you don't have a bachelor's degree in education, there's something for you in this video. So I'll be sharing 4 ways that you can move to the UK as a teacher. And so if this interests you, kindly watch the video to the very end. Hi everyone, my name is Emanuela. If you're new here, welcome, and for returning viewers, I say a big welcome back to you. Thank you for all your support. I appreciate you. So I strongly believe that the easiest and the fastest way now to move to the UK is to move as a teacher. Yes, you heard me right. Anytime the UK makes changes that they make things easier for people to relocate to the UK through a particular route, just know that UK is massively short in that sector. Just like when they introduced the care assistants into the shortage occupation list, it meant that they were short in that aspect, all right, in that profession. So they needed people right immediately after COVID-19. And so it's the same for teachers. They need teachers right away. They need teachers in most of the subjects that I've done in my previous video. Hence, they are making it open and very easy for teachers to come to the UK to teach. So there are basically 4 main ways to relocate to the UK as a teacher in 2023. It might change as the time goes on, okay? So I know that a lot of people know only about the QTS route or the QTS method. There are also other ways that you can move to the UK, whether you have a bachelor's degree in education, or you have a teacher's training certification, or you don't even have a teacher's training certification. There is a way for you to go about it. So I'll be sharing those ways. So one of these ways I'm going to be mentioning might actually suit you or suit your situation. So just pick the way or the method that you're eligible for and try to apply to move to the UK in 2023 as a teacher. The first route most people might not really know about is moving to the UK by doing an undergraduate teacher training program. So you can apply to most UK universities to do a teacher training program and then move from there to work as a teacher in the UK. For you to be able to do an undergraduate teacher training program in the UK, you'll be spending about 3 to 4 years doing this teacher training program. But it's guaranteed that at the end of it, you automatically get a QTS, that is qualified teacher's status, for you to be able to teach in the UK. And so please note that this first route I just mentioned is for people that do not have bachelor's degree certificate at all. Probably just finished from your high school or from your secondary school. Then you can follow this first route as an undergraduate or going to do an undergraduate teacher training program. So if you're in the UK as a dependent or you have interest in teaching, this route could actually benefit you. So you can just register with a university in the UK and then go or undergo this teacher training program. At the end of the teacher training program, you are guaranteed to be able to get your QTS. Once you get your QTS, you can start applying for teaching jobs in the UK. Because this route might be very expensive for some people, now let's look at the second method. The second way is by getting the QTS through a teaching regulation agency in the UK. This method is free. However, not everybody is eligible to apply through this route. Here, you should be a qualified teacher in your home country first of all before you can apply. Also note that it is not all teachers from every nationality. There's some specified country that has been mentioned on the UK website. I will also mention that in my previous video on teaching in UK. All right, I'll put the link of that video in the description box of this video so that you can check. More so, Through this route, you should also be recognized by the teaching body that regulates teachers in your home country. So what do I mean by being recognized by a teaching body in your own home country? For example, if you're from Nigeria, my country, I used to know that in Nigeria it is TRCN, so you have to be certified by TRCN, go through the exams, get the license, and apply for a document that will be given to you that will be sent to a UK body before you can be recognized, and then before you can then be able to apply to get your QTS. You should also have 1 year, at least 1 year teaching experience in the subjects that have been mentioned on the UK government website. All right, I'll also put the link in the description box of this video so that you can also check those subjects out. You should also have completed a teacher training program in your home country. You should also have a bachelor's degree in education, which should have the same standard as the UK standard bachelor's degree in education. So please don't let this part of this criteria scare you, because most bachelor's degree from your home country, which you actually be putting in comparison with UK standard, most of them actually match up to UK standard. So the body in charge of this certificate comparison is called NIGERIANS in UK. So they will ask you to submit your bachelor's degree certificates, your transcript of records to compare your degree to the courses in the UK which fits the teachers training program standard in the UK, to see if they are the same level with the UK. The IELTS UK VI or the ECTS is also required, as the UK is an English-speaking country. So they need to know if you can actually speak English, write English, and converse in English generally, because you'll be teaching in English no matter the subject that you'll be teaching, even if it's science, languages, mathematics, or other subjects that have been listed on that UK's website. And so guys, you can start applying now, but while you're trying to apply, please, first thing to note is that you need to check your eligibility and if your country is part of the ones that are listed by the UK government on their website. So if your country has not been listed, just know that over time it will be updated, because the UK government website says that the regulations are changing as more countries will be added. All right, so if your country is not mentioned there, do not lose hope, because before the end of 2023 it might be just one of those countries that the UK government will be adding. The third method I'd like to share here is by applying for assessment only QTS. Assessment only QTS. This one is quite expensive, guys. I know it ranges from about 1,500 to 4,000 pounds depending on the agency that you will be linked with. So some people might not be eligible for the free method, but they can apply through this assessment only QTS. So if you don't have a teaching certification or qualification, you have a bachelor's degree, but you have the interest in teaching, or you have the interest for teaching children, then you can try this method. So what are some of the eligibility criteria for this third method? The first thing is that you should have at least 2 years teaching experience, and you have a bachelor's degree as well. The second is that you should be able to prove your proficiency in the English language with IELTS, like I mentioned, or you use the NIGERIANS ETC, which I'll also put the link in the description box of this video. So for this method, you need to just apply to a UK approved teacher training provider in England. I think I'll put the list of those providers, or show it on the screen. If it's not on the screen, it will be in the description box of this video, so that you can do well to check out those training providers and check out their fees as well. So what they basically do here is that they will assess your qualification and see if they can give you QTS. Depending on the provider that you get to sign up with, their fees would vary. It won't be the same. So whether 1,500, 2,000, some can be 4,000 pounds. You don't have to actually be in the UK to apply. You can apply for this assessment from your home country. Once you get in touch with any of the providers that will be listing, they'll get in touch with you, probably via your email, get you interviewed, and then you can continue other procedures that they will be sending to you. So for your high school, you should also have English qualification with the same standard as the grade 4 GCSE. If you don't have GCSE, you can also submit your secondary school certificate, your WAEC or WASE, whatever your country calls it. Okay, they will compare the English in that certificate with the grade 4 GCSE. And so you need to meet all this criteria before you can apply for the assessment only QTS in the UK. Please note that you also need to be able to teach children from ages 3 to about 11 in the primary school. That's one of the things that they will ask you to do. So probably you might be doing a mini demo and sending to them so that they'll be able to see your capability in doing the teaching job as well. And so I'll leave all links to the providers in the UK, in England, in the description box so that you can call them, send them emails if you want, find out their fees, and then other requirements. The good thing about the assessment method or the assessment way or means is that while you're in the process, you can still be teaching or in the UK or out of the UK, but not every school in UK will also require you to initially have the QTS. So if you're in UK or you're out of UK, you can apply with this method. Also to note that you can teach in the UK, that if you're in the UK, you can teach in the UK for up to 4 years without the QTS. So this 4 years is called the exemption for overseas applicants. Okay, so but I'll put the links so that you can go on and check for teaching jobs in the UK. So you necessarily don't need to have QTS at the initial stage to be able to work or teach in the UK. However, it's important, and then you will be actually paid better or seen in a better light than someone that does not have a QTS yet. And so for most jobs in the UK that you might be applying to, some of them are actually grant you an interview when they see your documents and your experience, and then see how you can teach before they can invite you to the UK to come and teach. Also, some might want to offer visa sponsorship, just some of them, not all of them. So just bear in mind that not all of them will grant visa sponsorship. For the fourth method, you don't need to have a teaching qualification. You just need your bachelor's degree. You should be able to show English proficiency with your IELTS UKVI with at least 6.5 academic. You should also have GCSE English and Maths, or with your WAEC or WASE, whatever your country calls it, your high school exam certificate. If you're outside UK, that will also suffice. After submitting all documents, you get to be trained remotely. That's if you're outside UK. All right, so I'll put the list of all the links that you'll be needing in the description box of this video so that you can go and make further research at your own free time. So they get to train you online, assess you online. You get to pass all the tests and interviews. Then they can automatically award you the QTS after they see that you merit it. Then you can start applying for teaching jobs in the UK. So for this training, it's about 9 months, or for some providers, it is 1 year program outside the UK. It is done virtually. You don't really need to be in the UK or move to the UK before you can be able to go through this method. So if you're really interested in moving to the UK as a teacher, instead of paying connection agent money or agent fee, why not try any of this legit method and move to the UK in a legit way? So you move to the UK as a skilled worker, because you will be moving to the UK after your training through the skilled worker visa. That way you get to enjoy all benefits as a skilled worker. You get to bring your spouse, you get to bring your dependents that are under the age of 18 years. You are also going to be having a teaching contract, which will be for 3 years. And if you meet all other requirements, you can then renew your contract and continue teaching in the UK. If you're interested in moving to the UK as a teacher, please don't even think twice. Start applying. The IQTS training providers that I mentioned earlier are approved by the UK government. All right, so now they are not just gotten from any source. You get them from the UK government website. I'll leave all links in the description box of this video so that you can check them out, all right, and start contacting them. There are about 6 or 7 of them. There are about universities in the UK that can actually grant you IQTS. And so if you have watched this video this far, I believe that one of these methods actually suits your situation. You don't have a certificate in education, there is one for you. If you don't have a teacher's training program certificate, there's one for you. If you're living outside the UK, there is one for you that suits your situation. So please try to follow and pick one of them that suits you and start applying to make your move to teach in the UK. Please like this video. That's the only way YouTube is going to recommend this video to as many people as possible that are looking for this content or this information. Share with as many people as possible also to support their search. All right, subscribe if you're new here. I really appreciate your support. And then thank you very much for watching to the very end, and see you in my next video.